I think I've got literally like 2 weeks to get out my council flat, as in make sure everything's out. Yep. So I've got to make sure I'm packing everything up. I've packed some stuff up as it is. So I was thinking if I can buy any of them storage boxes. But yeah, I'm gonna go and put some stuff in my storage. So yeah. You know what's crazy as well, yeah? You see, private rented, I'm only literally going to be paying about £700 more than what I'm paying in a council. So, like, because I can get, like, the same 1 bedrooms in Chelsea and Fulham, like, and pay, like, there's about £1,000, that's it, difference. So, do you understand? I swear, man, shove that council flat. And you know the worst thing is, though, is everyone in that place was getting a brand new council flat. Well, no one gives a shit because no one wants to live in a council flat, dude, darling. Do you understand? So it doesn't matter. And my story will be how I had to flee my home through my safety, through this and that. And I had to give up my council property, you know, because at the end of the day, it is what it is, darling. Absolutely. Check out this painting, darling. Pigeons. My son wants me to get a place in Oxford. Is that, Oxford? Oh, yes, Chelsea. Send both my boys to Oxford University, darling. Absolutely. You know how it is, darling. We'll have all the education private, darling. And you know, one of my fans got me this bracelet, but you know who you are, because I forget, because I've had that many presents, but I just love it. I just adore it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Typically I don't do 2 videos in a day, but sometimes I do. In fact, I think I have once or twice done 3 in a day, but I had to make this video. Why? Because it seems that Chelsea Lee Art might actually have to move. Yes, a lot of people have tried their hardest to try and get Chelsea Lee Art evicted. Some people maybe tried a little bit, other people, they don't really care. Whatever happens, happens, but this might actually be happening. Now, I won't hold my breath because there have been several times where people are like, yeah, for sure, CLA is going to get evicted because she's done this, because she's done that, but then she is back in the council flats. So will I hold my breath this time? Nope, because anything can happen. I can't predict the future here, right? I can't. I'm not omniscient. I'm not omnipotent. I'm just a person giving my opinion on the internet, and that's all I can, and that's all I will do. But what I can say, there is a strong probability of her, you know, leaving the flat. She's saying she's not getting evicted. She's looking for, you know, a new place. But based on pricing, you know, council housing versus non-council housing, I mean, that's going to be a steep order, right? Especially when you're private renting, the prices can be extortionate, for a lack of a better term. They're extraordinary, they're extortionate. And when you don't have a stable income, because TikTok is not a stable income, some days you might make hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars. Other days you might make 50 pounds, I guess. So with that, where is she gonna move to? Oxford? Oxford isn't... Okay, I'm from Canada, but isn't Oxford truly expensive? And wouldn't she need some sort of guarantee or guarantor for her to like rent a place if she's gonna rent privately from a landlord or a landlady? I mean, there's so many factors to think about. Like, if she is getting evicted, which once again she says she's not, why or how did this happen? Was it because of the noise complaints, the boisterous behavior, the bad attitude, the standoffish attitude to different individuals, such as maintenance staff, management, the constant police calls? Is it because she messed up the kitchen by pulling it apart without proper notice in writing or verbal to the council? I mean, you got to do everything, legally and through paperwork. There's a process for everything. So if you want to get your kitchen ripped up, whether you're paying for it or you want the council to pay for it, you can't just rip it up. You gotta, go through certain rules and regulations, and you pretty much have to petition the council like, hey, I want to do this because, the drains might be plugged, or, the pipes aren't giving me enough hot water, or they're plugged, or this or that, like a combination of things, right? Did she do that? From my understanding, no. Hell no, she did not do that. And the past 2-3 weeks or so, we've seen her at a hotel, right? Or at least one hotel. She's been green screening, and then the gig was up. She wasn't green screening, and then people found out it was like the Sloan Square Hotel. Then people were calling there, obviously, because this is what some people do to try and get her kicked out, but they did not kick her out. I mean, looking at the Sloan Square Hotel is actually pretty expensive. By my standards, a couple $100 per night. Yeah, I wouldn't be paying that, because I have bills to pay. I got my water, I got my hydro, I got my gas, I got insurance to pay. Not only home insurance, but car insurance, health insurance. There's so many things I gotta pay. Nope, I'm not paying $300, $400, $500 a night. I guess when I looked it up, that's what it shows me. So divide that by 2 for pounds. Still a lot of money. All right, but let me wrap this up. The end of it all is this. Do I know if she's getting evicted versus leaving? Nope. But if she was to never come back there one day, I would think it would be an eviction, because no one's gonna truly leave council housing without, one, stable income, two, a really good place to stay at. Because if you're looking at housing prices, there's a housing crisis in Canada right now, and it's not letting up, especially now that we have a trade war with the US. It is not looking good for a lot of Canadians. And I mean, a lot of people are like, hey, I'd rather stay where I'm at, where, it's cheaper. Or people are like, hey, I'm not staying where I'm at because it's not cheaper, it's expensive. So I'm moving back with my parents, or my sister, my brother, my uncle, my aunt, my grandpa, my grandparents, wherever they can move back to that's cheaper, either lower rent or rent free, where they can, gather some more resources, and maybe in a year or 2, 3, 4, or 5, move on and be more stable. Like, no one wants to be thrust into an unstable situation. Like, who would do that? Who would want to actually have that happen to them, where they leave somewhere where the rent is, set, and go somewhere else like Oxford? Furthermore, with the whole Oxford situation, she says her boys can go to Oxford. CLA, your boys are adults right now, okay? I'm not saying anything, but getting into Oxford can be an extraordinary feat for people who don't come from wealthy means. I mean, they do have a unwritten or written standard of who can and cannot get into schools like Oxford. In America, it would be like Yale, Harvard, MIT. Like, there's a certain standard where you have to have intellect versus, means, versus, pedigree of some sort. That pedigree could be numerous things: wealth, who your parents are or they aren't. I mean, there's so much standards, substandards, and in-betweens. Of that said, do I realistically think our boys could go to Oxford? Most likely not, based on what I have seen and heard CLA talk about them, which, I mean, tells a lot. No, I'm not even knocking her or, you know, her boys or anything. I'm just trying to be more realistic here. That, you know, it's good to aim high, but we also have to be extremely realistic. If, you know, if her kids were geniuses, then I totally get it. Yeah, aim for Oxford, aim for Yale, aim for Harvard, aim for the best schools in the world. Do that. But reality trumps everything, doesn't it? And the reality is CLA, would I see you realistic just moving out from a place where, you know, you have a standard of rent that you can live with and that you have been behind on rent in the past? No, I don't. If you have to leave or you're leaving, it would make me think that you're most likely being kicked out. So we shall see what happens. If you see in the clip that I posted at the start of this video, she says she has about 2 weeks, which means the end of March, right? So there's a plethora of reasons I can ponder or postulate to you of why or how, when, where she is, you know, getting kicked out. I could, and I'm sure you could do the same thing to me, but we shall see what happens. I will sit and wait. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't. If it does, I mean, we shall move on to a new chapter of the CLA drama in the CLA verse. Other than that, people, I'm out of here. Smash that like button, subscribe, do all that good stuff for me. Leave me a comment. It really helps me out, and I'll see you later.